Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you.
What's up? You like that? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous, what is it, Tuesday? Tuesday morning here inside the studio. This one being done upon request. Put it out on social media at Brooks Austin BA over there on the Tweeter machine. Hey, who are some of your newest additions on your favorite football team that you want me to study this offseason? One of the most heavily submitted and heavily engaged with was Rasheem Briles, the linebacker from Pittsburgh that was transferring, or is transferring rather, to the Texas Longhorns. So linebacker room, Jonathan's lost quite a bit of production, right? Lafafu, I think is his name, number 18, off of the roster, transferred, I think, Colorado. My memory serves me correct there. And then obviously Anthony Hill, going to be a first-round draft pick, we would imagine, or at least a top 45 selection here in this year's upcoming NFL draft. A lot of production, a lot of playing time to replenish. Tyler Atkinson, the five-star freshman coming in, expect him to play a role, as will this man, Rasheem Briles, the transfer from Pittsburgh. Now, Jonathan, the film we are going to watch today, he has 9 tackles, 5.5 TFLs, 2 forced turnovers, and 2 touchdowns as a defensive player. Pretty good. Not bad, not bad. Now, what I will say about this, okay, Pittsburgh plays a style and a brand of defense that I don't think anybody at Texas wants to play or will be playing. They get upfield. They hunt. They open themselves up to explosives. We'll talk about this as the film study continues. But these linebackers at Pitt get to play like this. They get to play downhill, fast, physical, and running free. Not a lot of, hey, scrape, fit the gap of the lineman in front of you, and then, hey, here comes the offensive lineman. Let's button press him, shed the block, peek for a running back, make the tackle at +2. That don't happen a lot on this tape. It's going to have to happen, I would imagine, under Will Muschamp's defense. I don't imagine Will Muschamp to be some havoc-creating guy all of a sudden 20 years into his defensive coaching career. I expect them to build the wall, play defense like most Saban tree, SEC tree football coaches that we have. So it'll be a very interesting move from what he was doing with Narduzzi and Pitt to what he's going to be doing now with this Texas defense. But, man, there is no doubt about the level of athleticism that this guy has. Hey, got a couple of rules around here. If you want anything about the game of football today, you must subscribe. If you want anything about your favorite football team today, you must subscribe. If you have any fun at all today, you must subscribe. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. All right, so we're going to watch his most recent football game. We're going to watch the game against ECU. Now, people are like, well, ECU, mid-major football. We've seen ECU already this year. Good football team. Good football team on the film, okay? Now, are playing a first-time starting quarterback because theirs was already in the portal, ready to head to Illinois, but nonetheless. Here's what I'm talking about with this scheme. Okay, you're going to see him all day. He's right here. You're going to see him all day being able to play downhill until it's an automatic passing down, and then he's either going to be standing up over here, rushing the edge, or he's going to know he's got hook curl drops, all right? But if we're on any early pass or any early down, right? So 1st and 10, right here, ball at the 30-yard line. Any early rundown, buddy, they going to be plugging him and letting him run downhill. He does a really good job of it, okay? Constantly playing downhill, rushes to the quarterback, and actually gets a PBU right here. You can see him. I don't know what he's listed at, Jonathan. Let's pull up the roster from over there at Pitt. I'm going to guess probably listed at 6'2", 230. He seems relatively thin, okay? He don't seem thick. So that's why I assume he's probably north of 6'2". But always moving forward. You'll find that about him today in the film study. Always moving forward. Like one of them cage fighters that's constant, like a Dan Hooker. Just got done watching that one over in the UFC world. A constant walk you forward type of linebacker, okay? I also think he's got a natural nose for the rock. What do you got on Rasheem Briles' height, weight, John?
He's not on the roster anymore.
Yeah, they probably took him off pretty quickly. Got a natural nose for the rock. I fully and truly believe that. Also, you'll notice there's an NFL football player normally next to him. All right, he's not playing right now because he's ready to dominate the Senior Bowl. This is a bowl game, but you'll notice that he became the vocal leader really, really quickly on this defense. You can tell by getting everybody corrected, right? Bringing the linebackers up right there. Just motioned his teammates up to the line of scrimmage. And like I said, he's got a real natural nose for the rock. The other thing you'll notice about this down and distance right now, it's a 4th and 1. Okay, it's a pivotal down for them. What you got?
6'1", 215.
Wow. Okay, so we're a little short and a little light. But, man, like I said, we got a nose for it. We got a nose for the rock, okay? Looky right here. Looky right here. Scrape, squeeze, spill, okay? Let's walk through that from the top. We got to scrape off this down block, right? Or rather squeeze. We got to squeeze off this down block from number 72, okay? If we squeeze it tight enough, 83's dumbass going to miss us, which is exactly what he did, okay? We squeezed it tight enough. Now we spill the back, all right? Now we spill the back, get on the foot. It's a great job right there on 4th and short, making a turnover on downs for our team. I'm a big pace with the back guy, right, Jonathan? Never want to overrun the back as a linebacker or a tackler or a pursuit player, as we will right here. I think he does a great job. Doesn't really overrun him, paces him great. You see even that stutter right here. Okay, we're crossed over, right? We're in full sprint mode, ready to run down that line of scrimmage. If you put us in 2, you can tell. We're full crossed over. Our left knee is crossed over our right knee. All right, but eventually we got to come back to balance, okay, because we don't overpace the back. It's exactly what he does right there. And then we get good sound base with our feet nice and wide to put them in our parking spot and strike and uncoil our hips. It's a good job right there, okay? It's really well done from the tight right here. Here he is, number 3, okay? Watch him pace this back. Never going to overrun that, okay? Always going to stay on that near hip. Boom. He wants to cut back. I'm right here with that stick. This is an example of overrunning it, I think, just a tad bit right here. Now, I don't know if he's overrunning it because he knows he's the force player out there, right? We got a corner. Let's watch it from the tight. We got a corner, but you saw it. I had to show you so we don't lose him, okay? We got a corner out there, but he's getting blocked, right, Jonathan? So we really have no force player right here unless we are the force player. So I think that might be part of the reason why we're drastically overrunning this. But here, you see what I'm talking about with this Pitt defense. Look at all the chaos. This is the first rep we've shown today where they're not double mugging and double plugging both linebackers. And the reason being, they're spiking. They're going TE right here in the run game. They're going to spike outwards with the defensive tackle and wrap the defensive end. Both linebackers doing a good job of scraping together. Do you see that, Jonathan? Now both 0 and 3 kind of fill. All right, and now scrape, right? We see this green grass. Let's both fill it collectively, and boom. Now let's both scrape. Almost look like they're taking mirrored steps, don't they? Okay, that shows me good teaching. We always talk about that. If we see a unit move together in unison with the same exact 6-inch steps, with the same exact eye contact, with the same exact head movement, hand placement, probably a well-coached unit. Probably a well-coached unit. Now, look, I'm not trying to take credit away from the guy because, I mean, how can you? And with the last 2 clips we're going to show you of today's game from ECU, but I do think the scheme took us to a lot of our work, okay? When I turn the tape on, or when I turn the box score on, and you've got 19 some odd TFLs this year, now I know why. You know what I mean? It's not because you're an elite, like, oh, scrape, and now I'm going to trigger 4 yards down to the line of scrimmage and hit your ass at -1. No, we're kind of running through the line of scrimmage quite a bit based off scheme, okay? I've watched a lot of Texas football, and I've watched a lot of Georgia football, okay? Watched a lot of Texas football where Muschamp's going. I've watched a lot of Georgia football where Muschamp was. I don't know how many reps of Georgia football and Texas football I can show you where linebackers get to do stuff like this, okay? Now, reason being, we talked about this pregame or pre-show, Jonathan and I. Most of those SEC-laden defenses, Saban trees, whatever you want to label them, most of those 4-2-5 mint-based 2-gap defenses, they are predicated off of limiting explosives. Now, they think they got good enough football players to create havoc plays on their own. They don't need to twist and stunt and rap and all that because they got Colin Simmons over there. They're going to be all right. All right? So normally they don't do that, but they also don't do that because they're risk adverse. They don't want to be giving up explosives. When you do this type of stuff over and over and over again, you will naturally and inherently create creases in your defense. Somehow I lost my daggone remote's connectivity to my, is this thing dead? This thing is dead. You lose a gap continuity, right? You lose gap integrity. And if we do so, we're going to give up massive explosives. We looked up before the show. Jonathan told me they were top 7 in tackles for loss and sacks, and they were bottom 60 or mid 60s, all right, in explosives allowed. Okay, most of these defensive brainstems don't want to be allowing those types of explosive data metrics, okay? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a quick break to give a big time shout out to our friends over at Sleeper, our premier sponsor on the year, and they're doing a great job. The #1 place for daily fantasy and prop plays. Sleeper Picks is a real money product that connects friends over picks. Choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more than or less than the predicted stats. It's that simple. Over on Sleeper, you can get up to 100x payouts, share with your friends, and get rewarded together. Use promo code Brooks today over on Sleeper and get a 100% deposit match up to $100. That's sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Again, promo code Brooks on Sleeper gets you 100% deposit match today up to $100. Sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Terms and conditions apply. I want to give you a quick tutorial of how friendly and how easy it is over there on Sleeper today. We're going to scroll over to the college football tabs at the top right there, and then you can see we've got all the quarterbacks ready for their pass yardage with their total yardages set. We've got rushing yardages for both quarterbacks and running backs, receiving yards, all that good stuff, passing touchdowns. And here's what I am looking at today, guys. Looks really, really juicy. Jamal Haynes, half a touchdown total in this matchup this weekend against Oklahoma. Come on, guys. One place to be this year, Sleeper. Promo code Brooks. We appreciate those guys. All right, you've been in here with me all year, Jonathan. So you'll know the answer to this question. He's right here at the top of your screen, okay? Like I said, automatic passing down. He was kind of allowed to get up the field and rush right there as a primary rusher. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong guy. He's down here. You can tell by the foam posit cleats he's got on. Tell me what we did wrong right here. Well, no. What I was thinking was angle of pursuit on the ball carrier in and of itself, the quarterback, right? We're outside, right? We're outside the pocket, okay? He's moving this way. If we're going to pursue anywhere, we need to pursue the high hip, right? The hip that is most high right here. We need to be bananaing this way right now instead of doing this kind of arc. What he's going to do right here is kind of that one right there, because I don't know if we had a full scouting report on 17 Sauce. I don't know if we had him yet, but we got his ass down, didn't we? Okay, we got his ass down. I would be very, very hesitant to play this guy like he's a 235-pound backer. You know what I mean? He's a 215-pound backer. He plays like it. We're going to show you a couple plays later where you're like, he scores? What? Got some decent enough recovery speed, but I think if we rush the high hip right there, we're better. Okay? I think he plays with good effort, too. I always want to turn the tape on and know that you're a ball chaser as a defender. All right? Are you somebody that's going to play the full 53 and a half and play it aggressively? He forces a hold right here on 3rd and 4 and ultimately chalks the entire possession because he's being aggressive. All right? He's playing hard, again, with the scheme. We're plugging mics left and right, big dog. We are absolutely slamming shit into the middle of this offensive line. And it's causing problems, right? We're a 215-pounder running into a 305-pounder, and he feels as if he's got to bear hug me and create a hold right here on 3rd and 4 to get us off the field. This note just says, great job finishing. He's up here at the top, okay? Great job finishing on this rep. I don't know why I put that there. Oh, because we are pretty twitchy once you turn the all-22 on. We run into the middle of that gap, all right? We scrape past that pulling guard. All right, he wants to jump cut. Don't you worry. Phew. Great job closing. And what I do love about this is very obviously well taught here at Pittsburgh. We're not just sprinting through this willy-nilly, all right? There's going to be multiple times here where we come to a stagger. We go from a sprint stance to a stagger, a sprint to a stagger, and then we're going to strike once he wants to jump cut. Watch this, okay? We're sprint, 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 stagger. Sprint, 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 stagger. All right, and now we're going to attack the ball. He's always under well balanced. He's never too far nose over toes, even though he's playing extremely downhill. This was the note where I'm like, shit, dude, how did you stay up right here? How did you stay up on your feet and score a touchdown right here, 3? How did we do this? Now, free rusher, that's all fine and dandy. We get there in time. We get the ball on the ground. But how in the world do we do that? I don't know if you can see that on the all-22 or the Enzo or the camera shot over there. But how do we get from that to staying on our feet and scoring? That's pretty daggone athletic, okay? I would imagine if we did some research on Rasheem Briles, Jonathan, we're probably going to find a former high school safety, maybe, or at least a skill player. He was doing something other than, playing inside the box, if that makes sense. But, man, what a big-time play right here, man. Boom. Absolutely wrecks the Q. Q not playing quite hot enough, but how do you scoop that ball up, all right, fall completely over your face, stay up, and run?
He played wide receiver, running back, and defensive back.
Guy knows ball. An elite athlete, boys. An elite athlete playing in the box.
Also played basketball.
Yeah. Also makes big plays on big downs. That previous down was a 3rd and 2. This is a 3rd and 3. We've shown you a 4th and 1 stop, right? Baller. We love that. We love your biggest plays coming in the game's biggest moments right here on 3rd and short. How about that? Okay. Now, I think they pick up a first down right here, but I don't know if it's necessarily our fault. Now, would I like you to play that a little bit firmer on 4th and 1? You bet your ass. I'd like to see you run your face through him. But you know what I'm not opposed to? I'm not opposed to you just shucking shit off and making plays anyways, okay? Though I would have liked to see you cave that in. You know what else I love about this rep, Jonathan? Do you see what I see?
Trying to swipe the ball out.
You daggum right. We're ripping at that thing. We're not even swiping at it. We're ripping. Trying to grab a nostril and rip it out, right? Nose of that football. Ah! Give me that sucker. I think we almost get a hand right here. We got good, natural hook, curl, zone instincts, okay? Ah! We about got one, didn't we? Don't worry. We're going to get one later. I'm going to show you one of the best hook, curl interceptions you've seen from a secondary or a second-level defender we've seen in a fat minute, Jonathan. Here in a little bit. Oh, we almost got that. I think he's got good spatial awareness in the box. All right, he knows where guys are. That's why I'm not I don't know if I'm too terrified about the transition from what they're doing here to what I believe Muschamp's going to do with him. All right, because I think he does have natural awareness. We have to have spatial awareness as a box skill. All right, if we're a running back or a linebacker, sometimes as an offensive lineman, as a pulling offensive lineman, but we have to know where people are without slowing down looking for them. We have to have natural feel for where human bodies are. This is what 3's got. Watch him right here. We got a natural feel down here in the box, okay? We're going to scrape, scrape, scrape. Ooh, look at that block avoidance on 55 right there, Jonathan. Yeesh. And then working back out, okay? We got good natural awareness right here in the box. I love to see that from a linebacker that I know probably, 15 pounds underweight? Me personally, my standard linebacker is 6'2", 230. It's ideal size. Anything north of that might be a little too heavy. Anything south of that might be a little too small. All right? But unless you're I don't know, Chris Cole's 6'4", 225, it feels like. He still feels too thin, doesn't he? Okay, so there's a certain mold nowadays in modern body types. I would say 15 years ago, that was 6'3", 245, a.k.a. Dante Hightower. We don't really play them suckers no more. Brandon Spikes, we talked about last night. There's a 250-pound linebacker. We don't play those guys no more. They're much closer to this type of body style nowadays. Got a good nose for the rock, okay? Got a good nose for the rock. I told you they'd line him up all over the place, wouldn't they? Good nose for the rock. I think he can go find it. Just falls in on it, on all the critical. That's another short yardage play right here, okay? I believe he's got outside contain. If he doesn't, 12 does. But he's just playing free right now, right? He's reading the leverage of the ball carrier and going to stick his hat on the equation. All right, we are going to have to go watch this Louisville play, though. I'm going to have to go find it. We're going to have to cut this out because I guess I didn't save the plays, but this Louisville interception we have to go watch. All right, that's another short yardage massive play right there. He's coming downhill. What I love about this is how well we keep our feet choppy right here as we approach the ball carrier. I don't know if we miss a ton of tackles out here, okay? I think he's pretty stout with regards to his ability to strike and tackle. And the reason being, look how wide our base is constantly, right? We're never narrow right here. Look how wide our base is constantly. Strike. All right, we found it. Shout out J. Will. Shout out ESPN Box Score, I would imagine. Shout out Austin, Texas, because it won't look like this year. I promise you that right now. All right, shout out Austin, Texas. Okay, but my God, what a ball play this is right here. Okay, so here he is. All right, he's at the top. Now, you know how I am about my swag, Jonathan? And I'm going to get really weird right here, especially for some people watching this. They don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Foam posits in game one, foam posit cleats. If you know anything about foam posits, dude rocking cleats is kind of crazy. All right, in this game, we're going to rock multicolored cleats. We're going to rock a yellow cleat on the left cleat and a blue cleat on the right one. How about that? A little swag on the guy. You love to see it. But a dude that can play some daggone ball. Look at this. Okay, we got hook curl right here. We're playing Tampa 2. He's got middle hole, deep half. You two, get to the hook curls, right? 3's got this space. That's technically his responsibility. This guy's got this space. That's technically his responsibility. This guy got the middle of the field. It's technically his responsibility. I keep saying the word technically because number 3's about to play way outside of his responsibility and score a touchdown doing so. So here we go. Eyes back on number 3. We're going to drop to our area. He's going under, isn't he, Jonathan? We got 2 threats for that guy if he wants to go vertical. Let his ass. I'm going to play football. I'm going to follow the quarterback's eyes now. The drag takes me under. All right? So now my eyes are on the quarterback. The quarterback's eyes are down the middle of the field, and by God, they're about to click left, and that's exactly where they go. Jonathan, this ball's getting thrown to the middle of the field. We're going to pick this sucker off right now. Watch this. Woo! I'm saying, all right, turn around, make a miss, go gadget, down the sideline. See ya. Stay up, beat your ass, touchdown. Now, we talk about it all the time on this network. Can somebody, for the love of God, make a play in a hook curl? Can somebody make a play? This is the best play I think I've watched all offseason, okay? From an inside linebacker making this type of aerobatic play. That's as good as it gets, okay? And then to crib it is crazy. To crib it is crazy work right there. Woo! What's the celly look like? Yeah, bro, you ain't throw that bitch in the stands? I'd have pulled a Sharpie out of my sock and signed that. Yes, sir. All right, one of the best athletes that I've watched at the position as of late, as was his cohort, by the way. His teammate right there, the other linebacker that was playing during the regular season, that dude went to the Senior Bowl and strapped everything that was. Okay, so they got 2 dudes right there. Very curious to see what Will Muschamp does with them down there in Texas. What are your thoughts?
It's a really good football player.
Yeah.
I mean, Will Muschamp does a lot of good things with any good athlete, so I'd imagine he'll fit in just fine at Texas.
Excited to watch it. OBR2, hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Love you. Bye.